Hey, what is up, guys? So, we bartered, persuaded, and did a lot of things to convince my friends to let me play this last Wednesday, and it worked out as well as I thought it would. As in, we made I think we made top five, but it's still not as good as I hoped it was. There is a lot of theory that went into this, and it did well in the areas that I hoped it would. But overall, its ceiling is a little bit capped on it. Go into the deck profile and explain as what I mean by that as we go into this interesting list that I kind of copy and pasted from CMO and then try to amend from there. So we have the 3 volcanic shells. This is just your searcher. You pay 500, you search another copy of it. So it's free to discard off Hugin, and then you can constantly have it recycled back in with your traps. And it's free banish stuff for Emperor. Then we have 3 of the new one, Rimfire. So this has the effect of when it's sent to the graveyard, you can either banish it to send a volcanic from deck to grave, or you can banish it to trade a Blaze Accelerator with one that. So you banish one. So you banish a Blaze Accelerator in the graveyard to play one directly from your deck or from your hand. It's okay because it gives you free send for Shell, which gives you more stuff so Emperor can reborn itself. Unfortunately, it doesn't burn, which it would be nice if it did, but sadness and sad times. Then we have the obligatory 3 scatter shot. This is just a free napalm strike. The amount of times where people don't actually know what this does. So its mandatory effect is it burns for 500, and then its optional effect is you can send 2 other scatter shots from your hand or deck to the grave to blow up your opponent's field, and then they get burned another 500 for each of the scatter shots they've sent. And then to round off the rest of the volcanics, the new stuff, 3 of the volcanic trooper and 1 of the emperor. So how Trooper works is that when it's normal summoned, you can add a volcanic from deck to hand, and then you can discard a card to put a bomb token on your opponent's field. When the token dies, your opponent takes 500. So it's free stuff for the new Blaze Accelerator spell for this card fodder. And also, provides a bit more consistency to that because the free search for Volcanic means that you can search Volcanic Queen. Now, we don't main Queen, but Queen is just a free kaiju that you can have access to at any point in time, and it's one of those cards that your opponent forgets about. Emperor is the new boss monster that's come out, so you can either banish a Blaze Accelerator or 3 Volcanics to summon it. Then your opponent gets burnt 500 for each banished fire monster, and then you get to set a Volcanic spell or trap from your deck. We only really use this to set 1 Volcanic card, and that is the Volcanic Emissions, which is just a free Omni Negate, and that's really it. That's it for all the volcanic monsters. Then we play the 1 tech of Murley. We play the Murley because we send it off Spright Sprint because we have level 2s in here that allow us to make the sprint, and we ditch this and then we fuse it with the Hugin to make a Draco's Failure, so it's another negate. That's all it's kind of used for. It's just a little bit of a gimmick sort of stuff. Then for the rest of the volcanics, we have the Blaze Accelerator, Volcanic Inferno, and Volcanic Commission. Now the Blaze Accelerator is you discard to draw one, and then you can banish it from the graveyard to Foolish Burial of Volcanic. So you use it to send Scatter Shot from your deck, so then you can just blow up your opponent's field for free. Inferno has the effect of you can banish a Volcanic to negate a card on the field and burn your opponent for 500. And then you can put 2 of your banished volcanics or volcanics that are in your graveyard back to the bottom of your deck, so it allows you to keep on scattershotting your opponent repeatedly. Emissions is a weird-ish one. Now, it has the first effect of you can take a volcanic from your deck and either summon it to your field or add it to your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you can use it as a free access into Emperor during your opponent's turn because Emperor burns for 500 every time your opponent's summoned, so it's just free additional stuff. Or you can use it to target 1 Pyro on the field. If the Pyro is your opponent's, they take the full damage. If it's yours, they take half the damage, which is kind of sad. It would be a lot better if they took the full damage, but this is why a lot of people, when the new support for fires comes out, plays the Fire Spiritual Art because it burns for full damage, so it means that you can just summon Emperor, burn for 15, and then burn for 31 at the end of it. And then to round off the rest of the volcanic spells, we play the 3 of the Fire Reject. This is the new Foolish Burial that's used in the archetype. It's pretty okay. So what it does is it sends a sends one pyro from the deck to the grave, and then you can use one of the two effects. Either your opponent gets burnt 100 for the level of the monster, or you summon a bomb token to their field. It's mainly used for the Foolish Burial. The burn isn't going to come up as much, because the only thing that's big to burn is Emperor. Everything else is like level 2s and 3s, and unfortunately, because this is not a Blaze Accelerator, it does not trigger Scattershot, which is really, really sad. I've rarely used its effect for the token, because the token doesn't provide as much. It stops you being able to be impermed and evenly. However, your opponent just rams the token into your monster, and then it's kind of sad. You need to have a Runick Slumber to protect it so that you don't automatically die to that as a sort of hand trap. Then we have the two of the new Blaze Accelerator. I'm aiming and ahhing if I want to play this at all, because it's got a good effect if your opponent's got stuff on the field. So when it's activated, you have to send a Blaze Accelerator from the deck to grave, and then it gives you a free special summon for Volcanic, which I've come to find never really comes up, because you already have access to everything that you need to have access to, and the only one that you need to summon is Trooper. And then its second effect is you can target one card your opponent controls, send one Volcanic from the deck to the grave to destroy it, so you can send anything that you need. But the thing is, your opponent needs to have something. So if they don't have a bomb token on the field, then this is kind of a little bit more dead and doesn't really do anything. Then you have to play the one brick, because you have to send it to activate this. But this is free stuff, because Emperor can banish Blaze Accelerators to summon itself back. And then that's all the Volcanic stuff. After that, it's just the standard Runick engine. 17 Runicks as always. So the 3 Fountain, and then we have the 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Tip, 3 Destruction, 3 Slumber, Smiting Storm, Dispelling. You just want to have all the names under the sun, because you want to just banish stuff from your opponent's deck. Don't really need to go into this, because it's like the standard stuff. Everyone's maining all of these. You don't play Droplet, because Droplet just sucks. And all the others you just play as these. You just play as names, and everything else is just regular Runick cards. And that's the main deck for it. For this extra, I'm kind of missing 1 or 2 cards for it, but I'll go through them as when we get to them. So for the Runick stuff, we play the 2 Hugin and the 1 Jerry. We don't play Moomin, because we play a deck of Burning, so we don't need stuff in life points at a time. The 2 Hugins is just for free searching, and you don't really use the protection. That doesn't come up. The Jerry you use more for the protection than anything else. The 1 Drago Stapelia for the free fusion with the Merly, so the Merly fusions with this to make the Drago, and you get free stuff out of it. Then for the XCs, we play 1 Slacker Magician, 1 Downed, and 1 Zeus. We play a lot of level 1s, so this just goes into this and then this, and that's pretty much it. And then for the XCs, we play the Relinquished Anima, because a bunch of level 1s in the deck. The Link Rebo, a bunch of level 1s in the deck. Phoenix, Unicorn, Heater, because fires, and you can ram this and get free search. It never has really come up. I've never made any of these except for the Anima in this. And then the 1 IP Masquerena. The only thing that I'm missing, I think, that I had to borrow from my friend Matt, is the Sprite Sprint, because that is the free send, so you get free access to searching. But besides that, there isn't really anything else to the deck. I haven't figured out a side for it yet. I kind of just pinched my old side from when I was playing Runick Plunder to play it. It didn't work as well as I would have hoped. The standard stuff that I try and get access to is I want to have access to either one of these during my first turn. So this is so that I can summon, so that I can have 3 negates during my opponent's turn, because it doesn't target, it just negates. And this because it just summons the Emperor from the deck, and that's just starts burning your opponent for 500 every time they summon. Usually when you end your first turn, you've burnt your opponent for 15, maybe even 2k. So then if you have access to Emperor, it's basically 12 summons and they die. And that's really it. And if they don't kill you and get through most of the stuff, then you can just banish all the fires to bring back the Emperor and burn for even more damage again. So the theory is great with the deck. In practice, there is some stuff that I would want to change. Like, I don't like playing the Blaze Accelerate spells. They don't give me as much in this variant. I'd actually want to play 3 of this, because this is a free discard off the Hugin, and at any point in time during your opponent's turn, you just banish this and just fill up their entire field. The draw power effect doesn't really matter. We would play maybe another one of this, but for now it's at 1. This literally has just been Cosmic Cyclone constantly, so I've never been able to resolve its effects to like put banished stuff back, which is kind of sad because you have no way to put back the scatter shots once they've been used then. And then this I don't really use. It never really came up as much. It was a great searcher for getting free outs to stuff because we did side Queen, but this would have been so much better if it was just a spell. I'm just going to take this out for that wildfire thing that comes out. There's a free search for Pyros. As for everything else, we don't play Rocket because we don't really need to search the Blaze accelerators in this. We kind of just want them in the grave instead. And everything else is kind of fine. I may cut this down to 1 for the time being because its Foolish Burial effect comes at once, and because we're not going to be playing a lot of Blaze accelerators in the future, this just won't be needed as much. It would be great if it burned as well, but unfortunately, sadness is sadness. But besides that, it's fine. I'm just hoping that we actually get more Volcanic support that actually just burns instead of just searching into stuff, because this archetype was perfectly fine just burning your opponent to death, but nice things are nice things. Anyways, if you guys have any suggestions on how to change this up besides not playing Runicks and just playing this with pure deck, which I will be doing in the future, please do let me know, because I'm wanting to do a little bit more testing with this for the next coming weeks before I just jump back onto Sky Striker. Anyways, thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will be signing it out. Peace.